100 to me means the country celebrating its ability to overcome struggles. Estonia began in a period in post-World War I to find a place in Europe for their people. But it was based on ideas of democracy. And for Estonia, much of their history has been a struggle to find that initial spark realized in their society. And they've went through many horrible years of oppression. So to me, it's a chance for Estonia 100 to look back and say, we have triumphed. We are still committed to our initial values of democracy.
Suur aitäh, et tulite, kallis rahvas. Ilusat viimast vana-aastatundi ja kõike head teile järgmisel 2018. aastal. Me teame, elu on suur loterii, teie olete võitjad, ma tean seda.
For me, I always found it interesting that Estonia 100, for more than half the time Estonia was under occupation. So for me, Estonia 100 really represents resilience.
I think Estonia wants to send a message that it's a progressive nation that is high-tech and efficient, with committed workers and individuals. It's a society built on trust. There's very low corruption in Estonia, so I think they want it to be a destination for those who are interested in having a society built on democracy that is willing to change and alter its path to meet some of the needs of a very fast-paced world.
Believe it or not, I actually wrote an essay for one of my scholarships about how Estonia was my role model in many ways, because the entire country, although being oppressed for so long, was able to continue with their culture and their traditions and not lose the history that they had. So I'd say in many ways Estonia 100 and Estonia as a whole is a major inspiration here.
I think Estonia is an example to follow in the way that there is still a commitment to the core values of democracy. But Estonia is facing what many countries are facing around the world, where there are extremist movements who are challenging the role of democracy in our society, and who are pushing for extreme nationalism. I don't believe in that, and that there are forces in Estonia, as in many countries at the moment, that are have a view of xenophobia and ideas that others are not welcome into a modern Estonia. I think Estonia is doing some things that are very important for the education of children. One is that there is a dedication to the relationship of children and their parents at an early age, and the development of literacy. In many places in the world, Children are sent off to schools at a very young age, and sometimes it creates a situation where children are forced into learning too early. Here in Estonia, the age when school officially begins is 7, which for the rest of the world seems very late, but it allows a time for literacy to develop in the home. I believe in a loving way, in a caring way. I think that's important. I think Estonia has a great commitment to being a culture that is well-read and educated. Estonia has one of the highest rates of women with master's degrees in the world. There's a commitment to education. It's seen as important to be educated. So I think this filters down to the whole society in its educational practice. There is room for improvement in Estonian education. There's in the local schools and in surveys, children, although they do very well in testing, are generally unhappy in schools. And this is something I've been working on for many years, that our school in particular has the opposite of this, that we want to try to create a warm, loving environment for students, both local students and expats. And so I think this is one area that Estonia in general can improve upon. I think they're starting to take this seriously, but I think a society that values education has those who will become educated.
17 on ilus aasta. Kas 2018 tuleb veel parem aasta? Ainuõige vastus. 3 peale lähme kõik koos. Seis sel vastu seina ja püüa. Kui lõpuks sõbran koos, siis müürga mees.
You come to appreciate like Estonian culture. So my family, especially my mom, has been really interested in like getting an Estonian flag or wearing the little like flower that they wear to represent the Estonian military. I can't speak on like Estonian population per se, but I feel like a lot of younger people perhaps overlook the journey that Estonia has been on, and I think it's important for them to like have discussions with older people to understand like the oppression and all of the events and that went on in Estonia throughout those 100 years.
Happy 100th anniversary, Estonia.